welcome to Vic and Vernon's Rugby. I'm Bert.
I'm Vic, and welcome to the Defcon Rugby Show Friday edition. Look, Vern, we had rugby already this week. Big games tomorrow. That's why I thought we'll do the show. We'll talk about the Bulls against the All Blacks, both teams quickly. Of course, a little bit of that greatest rivalry tour. Tell you guys what's coming up on the channel, what we're going to be doing the whole week. So let's get straight into it, man. First of all, we're up to 163,717 subscribers. I'd like to get to 170,000 by the end of the rivalry tour.
That would be nice.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? Huh? That would be
well,
nice.
What Defcon we got today, Vic?
Listen here. If it's up to me, I'm going holy crap.
Please explain why.
Well, hey, the Cavaliers just did a fantastic job today. Holy crap.
Fantastic.
The All Blacks are just destroying these URC teams.
Dog shit.
I mean, the Sharks were good for 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes, it was 0-0. And then, in the last 50 minutes, we got 54 points.
Hammered,
totally. The Bulls are going to get hammered tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a similar score, 54-7 or something like that.
The only team I see, well, I'm not so sure after today, but I still see the Lions with the best opportunity to have a good game. Not to win. I'm not saying win. I'm not delusional. I don't live in Pretoria, my name, and I come on the channel at Bulls for 2004. I'm not delusional.
No, because the New Zealanders will rest people after that game against the Boks the first
It doesn't
time.
matter who they rest. They got 44 fucking All Blacks here.
But it is, if you look at the lineup of the All Blacks, I would say par 3 players. It's almost a full team.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's start with the Currie Cup and what happened today. I had a fantastic game. The Lions against the Cavaliers. I mean, after 20 minutes, you thought, everybody on the channel, I mean, the people in the chat, everybody thought this could be like 70-0.
Yeah.
It was just Lions, nothing. And then I don't know what happened. The stars aligned. I don't know if somebody waved their magic wand. Something happened. I wore that one in this heat, Vern. I wore it in the heat, and all of a sudden it was Boerland, and more Boerland. Look, I don't like. Well, let me just take this. Yeah, I don't like the way the Currie Cup is set up, because the Stormers, the Sharks, the Bulls, and the Lions cannot get relegated. So the Bulls that are fucking abysmal, that are got 3 points after 4 games at the bottom of the league, they don't give a shit because they can't go down. So the Cavaliers could come in 5th and be relegated. They could come in 4th and be relegated if the 4 URC teams are below them, which I think is a joke. I think they got to change straight away. URC teams, there shouldn't be like you're automatically in the Currie Cup. If you don't feel they're a good enough team and you go down, you go down.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I mean, it's not fair on the teams that are really trying to win the competition. But hey, listen here, the Cavaliers were good, man. The Cavaliers were good. Gumede played really well. Jaden Bantam played well. I mean, I could go down the list, Vern. They all played well. After that 20-minute mark, they were hammered. I mean, there was something like 27 unanswered points. Fantastic.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. You know, us as in the Currie Cup Cavaliers fans, we enjoy ourselves with those games, man.
And then your game, the Greek ones. I'm surprised the Sharks scored 21.
Listen here, the Sharks had a good first half. It was very close. Both teams played nice, exciting running rugby, which was great in my eye. But the second half, the Greek was just pulled on the power. Their scrum, their forward pack was just amazing. Malembe Mpufu, he stole, I think it was like 5 or 6 lineouts. Bobby Alexander was crazy good again, the scrum half. You had Tian Lange coming from the bench and scoring a hat-trick, the hooker. You had Dylan Mart scoring a hat-trick. Oh, it was amazing.
You know what? I had somebody with me in the chat during the Lions-Cavaliers game, and he said something that I thought, fuck, genius. He said, instead of the All Blacks playing against these 4 URC teams that, obviously, I mean, the Sharks are abysmal. They should have said something like, the Lions and the Bulls put one team together.
Yeah.
The Sharks and the Stormers put one team together. That's 2 games. and then instead of playing 4 games against the URC, only 3, and then have one kind of like a Curry Cup All-Star where you give Griquas and Cavaliers and the Cheetahs and the Pumas an opportunity. Because I'm telling you now, you take an All-Star team from the Curry Cup and you use Griquas and Cheetahs and Pumas and Cavaliers players, forget the others.
Get a good team.
I think they would be better than the URC teams.
You would get a good team.
I thought that was a fantastic idea. Would have been good also for the All Blacks, a game less, because they do have that extra 1 test. But but look, let's have a look at the standing, because the standings after today, there's a seismic change. Griquas, I think, are through now.
Griquas are through.
I think, and well, what do we know is guaranteed? The Sharks are not making the playoffs and the Bulls are not making the playoffs. That's done.
That is done.
The Stormers have theoretical chances if they can beat the Pumas tomorrow.
Very important game.
The Pumas and Stormers both need to win that game to be in the playoffs. I think the Griquas are through. They are way too strong.
Yeah.
The Cavaliers is still going to be tough because the Cavaliers, they got to go. I think they've got to go to the Cheetahs in the last game is against the Cheetahs. And I think they've got one more time. I think they've got the Pumas still, something like that. So away. So it's going to be tough.
They had the Pumas. They lost to the Pumas at home.
They lost to Pumas at home. So
I'll have a look quickly. You talk.
It's not the Lions. I know that because we played them today. And
they beat the Bulls on opening day.
Could it be the Stormers? You've played them.
No, they played the Stormers already.
They got the Griquas. They got the Cheetahs and the Griquas of their last 2 games.
They've got
Cheetahs, Griquas.
Cheetahs, Griquas, Boerland, Cheetahs, Boerland, yeah.
Yeah. So they needed to win this game today to give themselves any hope of kind of fitting in there. They are definitely hoping that the Pumas and the Stormers kind of fuck it up and draw tomorrow.
Yeah, they've got the Cheetahs away from home and the Griquas at home. So
yeah, and the Griquas might rest players if they already got the number 1 spot wrapped up.
Lucky.
But then don't forget, and then tomorrow, like we said, Puma Stormers tomorrow. That's going to be tough. And then on Sunday, the Cheetahs against the Bulls. Can't see the Bulls doing anything on Sunday against the Cheetahs.
No.
So Cheetahs will be qualified. The Griquas will be qualified. I still think the Lions qualify. I still think it's between the Pumas and the Cavaliers.
Yeah, but the Lions didn't do themselves any help today.
No, they didn't do themselves any help. They were feeling themselves. And that's funny. You know what I mean? You know what the funny thing was? If you're a Lions player today, right? You know a lot of the URC players are going to play against the All Blacks. But if you were a Lions player today, if you were Jared Carnes, he actually did play well. And a Keegan Smith played well. But if you're a Lions player today, you should have fucking played like it's the game of your life. Because you should have wanted to show the coaches, listen, you Oaks, I need to play against us All Blacks for you.
Yeah.
And they just didn't turn up. They just didn't, especially in the last 60 minutes. Then there was the MPC, has also been played already this weekend. Wellington are in an abysmal form. They lost to North Harbour. North Harbour on top of the table there with Brian Hall. Love that guy. Did you watch a program with Brian Hall?
No.
I've got to show you that program. That is unbelievable, man. He's a good, he got a podcast, everything like that. Then, what is wrong with the Taranaki Bulls? It's like the Bulls. I think if you've got Bulls in your name, you just cuck at the moment.
You cuck.
Northland 42-0. Then tomorrow morning, Canterbury will take on Bay of Plenty. Auckland in Eden Park, the home of New Zealand rugby, against Hawke's Bay. I'll be doing that one live. I got Hawke's Bay as the favourite. Manawatu against Otoga. And then on Sunday, it's South Stags against Waikato and Counties Manukau against Tasman Make. I'm not doing anything on Sunday because they're both cut games.
Okay.
There you go. Let's have a look at the standings quickly in the NPC before we get on to the All Blacks. So North Harbour out in front there, ahead of Northland. Both 2 wins, 1 loss. The only unbeaten teams in the league are still Hawke's Bay, Waikato and Canterbury. They all play this weekend. Canterbury does play Waikato, so it could be a good one. We'll see. But yeah, look, Counties Manukau at the bottom, terrible. Wellington, terrible. Yeah, not what we expected, not what we expected. We'll take that away. But let's get into this big game tomorrow night. Don't forget, I
don't think it's a big game.
Huh?
I think it's going to be a one-sided affair and a walkover.
Well, you know what? We'll do it differently. Let me show you what's all coming up tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it, okay? So, we have got the Pumas against the Stormers. That is coming up from a Currie Cup point of view. But first, it'll all start off with the MPC tomorrow. Auckland against the Magpies. At the same time, about 5 minutes after I started, Bern will start. The Wallabies against Japan. I think they're called the Blossoms, right? The Cherry Blossoms or something like that.
Brave Blossoms.
There you go. Should be a good one. Looking forward to it. I like the guy I put out on the thumbnail, Warner Dearns. Very Japanese. Good stuff. Then in the afternoon, like I said, it is your Stormers travel to the Pumas there in Nelspruit.
Mighty Stormers.
They're fucking mighty. Then in the evening, my son, in the evening, it is. In the evening, I just want to make it small. I don't know why that did that. There you go. It is the Bulls against All Blacks. I hope I see my adopted son play there, but he's not on this. He's not on the list. But I've got him on the list for Saturday. You see, I got him on both pictures of him. I used him twice. Of course, he's my son. You got to push it, man. You got to push it.
Push a boy, man.
There you go. Against the Cheetahs. So a lot of good stuff coming up. But let's go into that Bull squad before we go into the All Black squad. Now, we got a lot of dumb asses on this channel. We got a lot of nice people come on here. We got a lot of idiots and no fokol about rugby, right? Okay. I've had people telling me this Bulls team can beat the All Blacks. In what universe is this? Are we in Clendacton here? Is this like Planet of the Apes?
There is no way.
There is one player.
None.
There's
Zero.
one player out of this 15 that is even in Russie's thoughts, maybe as the fifth option on his position, and that's Ambrose Papier. And nobody else is even sniffing a Springbok call-up or anything like that. Willy's over the hill. Abrams, Hans, Foster, Jacobs, fuck them. Gerwin, Bosch, don't even fucking know who he is. Jandre Rudolph plays really well in the URC, but he's not a Springbok. Lieneberg, Marcel could see him.
Too old.
JF van Heerden, Roan van Mark. Look, and now people telling me, but we got a great bench. We got Eldridge Lowe on the bench. If Eldridge Lowe is on your bench, he's not playing for the Springboks, is he?
No.
So he's not good enough. He's not good enough. The Bulls, I think, get hammered. Not as bad as the Sharks. No one's as bad as my Sharks.
I'm going 54-7.
I'm going 48-12.
Okay.
There, just the way. But that is the Bulls squad for tomorrow. Now, we want to talk about the ABs, the Kiwis, the All Blacks, whatever you want to call them, the second greatest rugby nation in the world. Yes, I said it, the second greatest rugby nation in the world. Live with it. Look at that. I mean, Cody Taylor, he will captain the team. Fabian Holland. The German, Anton Zegner, Peter Lakai, Ratima, Josh Jacob, Josh Morby, Anton Leonard Brown, Rico Ayani, Leroy Carter, and Bowden Barrett. This is going to be total destruction. This is the strongest team they've picked out of the three.
Yeah. This is definitely the strongest team. I still don't know why what's his name doesn't play.
Cam Roygard.
No, the number 14.
Will Jordan.
Will Jordan. Why is Will Jordan? He hasn't played a game so far.
I'm worried that they haven't played Will Jordan and they haven't played Ardie Savea. But then again, listen, we as South Africans can't say, well, they're going to be rusty. Because fucking hell, Malcolm Marx hasn't played in 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 5 weeks. When was the last time Malcolm Marx played? Yes, they practice. They have practice games inside of practice. But the last game the Springboks played was against the Welsh. That was the last time that and then we had already a changed around squad. So some of the Springboks that are supposedly playing, I mean, when last did Marnie kick a ball? Well, we don't want him to kick, we want him to pass. But I mean,
it's a very strong team. I don't rate Segner, rate him at all.
No, you don't like him because he's from German ancestry. You're a biased buck. The man is good, Vern. You don't play for the All Blacks if you cuck.
He is the
This is not Wales or fucking Italy. This is the All Blacks.
He's the Irish Gibson Park or the Irish... No.
Gibson Park?
He's the Scottish Stuart van der Merwe. I think it's sad that a country like New Zealand has to take Dutchmen and
But we
and
take
German.
fucking Zimbabweans.
Where who?
The Beast. Where was the Beast from?
Yes, he was
Yes,
Zimbabwe.
yes. Shut up. I cancelled you. Mike, wait. Where's the mic? Mic
I'm
drop.
talking now. I'm talking
Mic drop.
now.
Chitukas. Where they from? They're not from fucking Cape Town.
From Congo, but they're not playing, are they?
Mic drop.
Mic drop. They're not playing, you dumb fuck.
No. Don't come with that. Don't be none of this nationalism. If you want to play for New Zealand and listen here. If I was a rugby player, if I was a Springbok rugby, if I was a South African rugby player, and the Springboks and Rassie always dissed me, and Dave Rennie called me up, I'd be doing the haka.
Yes, you would, you fucking traitorous boss.
Talking about the haka. Talking about the fucking haka.
yes.
That was the greatest. Look, I've been watching rugby now. I'm 55 years old. I've been watching rugby, let's say for 50 years. For 50 years, I've been watching rugby. And I mean, we all get excited and teary when they do that fucking haka shit. It's emotional. But I was never this emotional in all my life as on Tuesday night. That was the greatest haka in the history of the All Blacks.
I mean, the All Blacks haka was good, but then old Ma Nonu come out there and do it by himself. That just brought tears to our eyes. I think that was one of the greatest rugby moments I've seen. I mean, lifting the World Cup is magical and much, but for not being a Springbok, you know what I mean?
Oh, that is the great. Now that was for me.
That
You know
was
what?
the nicest. That was the most beautiful thing I've seen. Not Springbok wise.
Now you said a good New Zealand haka. I'm going to put this into music terms. The New Zealand haka this time was like Justin Bieber singing, right? And then Manu Nonu came out and it was like fucking Elvis Presley. That's how good it was. That's the difference between that. I mean, that on his own. We still said, remember before, wouldn't it be cool if he did like a haka whatever or joined in, I don't know. And then when he walked up, we were like, what is he doing? And then, I mean, come on. They couldn't have, listen, I don't care if you're the strongest oak with fucking bull balls and try to act the main man all the time. If your tears were not moist and tearing up when he was doing that emotionally, there's something wrong with you, man.
It was beautiful. It was
if you can't get emotional as a rugby fan for what he did and you don't tear up a little bit, then you should stop fucking watching rugby.
We've got more people in the chat saying that Bulls are going to beat the All Blacks. AJS and Yanu, you guys are absolutely fucking bedorned.
But they said that about the Stormers and about the Sharks too.
No, man. I'm not even. You know what? I'm going to start a new trend here on the channel. If you're a dumbass, I'm not even going to recognize you.
Can I tell you one thing? There's not one Bulls player. There is not one Bulls player that would get into this squad.
No.
Not one. Not one of the starting 15 of the Bulls get into this squad.
Not one.
Not one of the starting 15 of the Bulls squad get into the... You can take the starting 15 from New Zealand. You can call this the second 15. You can make a third 15. You're not getting in there. This team is going to wipe the floor with the Bulls.
Yeah.
I think
feel another 50 burger coming on.
Because this is the last chance for anybody that's on the fringe to show Dave Rennie, I should be there against the Boks next Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Rico Ioane's got stuff to prove. Leroy Carter wants to prove. Leonard Brown, Morby. Are they? Bowden Barrett has got to deliver a good game. He didn't have a great game against the Stormers. So those five there, definitely. Josh Jacob and Ratima both know they're not starting.
No.
They're not so. But Peter Lakai, he could be. Simon Parker could be a starter. Topaluta, Holland, Lomax, Taylor. Cody Taylor will be a starter. So there's a lot of guys up there that have got something to prove. You know, and you might not want to be in the top 50, but you want to get into that 23.
Yeah.
You want because it doesn't help you going to South Africa on tour and you don't make one of the 23-man squads playing against the Springboks. Then you actually were just taken along to take the piss out of the URC teams.
Exactly.
And you don't want that. You want to go home. If you're one of those 44, you're thinking to yourself, I want at least one test. I want to be in the squad.
I mean, just think about it. Out of all these 44 people, at least 5 of them are going home injured.
Well, one's gone already, Billy Proctor.
Proctor's gone.
He went to the proctologist.
He loves that.
But who came in there?
Richie Mwanga.
Richie Moore, yeah. I don't think we're going to see him starting a test.
Well, not at the beginning, no.
No, I just think they brought him in now to get him into the fold of the New Zealand setup. He might play against the Lions. I don't see him playing against the Springboks.
I think he's got... Caleb Clark is also gone. Tore his ACL, says Janre. But you can't believe anything Janre says, so...
Well, that's okay, because Caleb Clark is not on the list here.
Yeah.
Listen, the All Blacks have got enough players. It's like, I mean, I'm hearing South Africa's in a meltdown. Oh, Sia's not going to play. Well, if Sia's the reason between winning and losing, we fucked in any case.
Exactly.
Because he hasn't had a great year, Vern.
Hasn't had a great. He's just very influential on the bench.
He can still sit on the bench injured.
Still sit on the bench. So.
And Paul de Villiers has been way better.
Paul de Villiers has been mustard, man.
So we'll see. I'm looking forward to this. My tip is around about 48, like I said, 48, 12, 48, 15, something like that. I can see at least a 30-point difference.
Yeah.
We will see. But look, strong.
I'm reading the chat. I'm sorry, Vic. I was reading the chat. I can't even tell you what the people are
reading. No, that's why I don't even have it on. You can read it. Listen here. Let's tell the people what's coming up to the build-up for the first test. So Monday, we'll have our normal Defcon Rugby on Monday. But on Sunday evening, we are going to be putting out our predicted All Black and predicted Springbok teams. And that's going to be for members only for the first 48 hours. We're going to put that out only for our members. So if you're not a member, you're not going to see that video until Tuesday. By then the team might be out. So it's better you get a membership there, sign up. It's members only, that one. And then the Defcon on Monday, and then we'll have and then the minute the team is out, we'll straight away, as soon as the teams come out, we'll be putting out live team announcements for both teams separately. And then we'll have a show where we quickly go through, okay, this is the team, this is what we predicted, how close are we?
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. I don't know if you're going to do something with Janlu this week on Curry Cup.
No, we said when the regular season is over.
Okay, perfect. And then of course we'll have another Defcon on Friday again, definitely, to be the night before. And then on Saturday when the game starts at 5:00. We will be live from 4:00.
Yeah.
We'll have a build-up show. Then we'll have the game. The build-up show will go for half an hour. Then we'll get a half an hour early into the game. And then after the game, we'll have highlights and what we thought about the game. Vern will be doing that show on his own.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, well, I got my how do you say? It is my wedding day.
What's more important?
That's why I'm doing the game until 7:00. And then I'm going to go pick up my wife. And then I'm going somewhere,
Oh, okay.
I don't get all that love anymore. I have to wait for my wedding day, so I'm excited.
I still get it 5 times a week. I'm tired.
But listen here, and if you want to come to my place tomorrow, I'm just letting you know that I made a nice batch of frikadelle.
Okay, well, I can't come to your place tomorrow because I'll be doing the Pumas game against the Stormers, and then it won't be enough time to come over.
But why don't you just do the Pumas Stormers here as well?
We will see.
You tell me. Look, good New Zealand team. It's a respectable Bulls team, but nothing to write home about.
No. What respectable Bulls team? It's a fucking cuck Bulls team.
It's better than the Sharks team.
Yes, it's better than the Sharks, but still a cuck fucking team. The problem is New Zealand team has got better. So it's not helping the Bulls situation yet. And any Bulls supporter, and I know they're in the chat, they're not even looking over there. The Bulls team is cuck. Sorry. Their front row is ridiculous. It's
look, let's put it this way. And it's not because people think I'm hating on the Stormers. Look, the Stormers got a rusty New Zealand team in game 1. Were not very disciplined. They were not used to how this ref is going to ref. Game 2, did you see? No yellow cards. They knew exactly what they were doing. they destroyed the Sharks, and the Sharks were a little bit weaker than the Stormers. But the team was also better from New Zealand. This is the strongest team they've put out so far.
Yeah.
The Bulls are not as strong as the Stormers. The New Zealand is not going to be that rusty and that undisciplined. We all know that the Bulls are actually a very undisciplined team. So I think it's a hammering. One hell of a beating coming here.
I think it's gonna be one hell of a beating. You're right about that one.
But let's kill the show for today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock live. 2 live feeds at the same time. Vern's got the Aussies. Good day, mates. The Wallabies against the Japanese. I've got Auckland against Hawke's Bay in the NPC. So join us for that. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Adios, amigos.